Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Ray Kaufman. Ray Kaufman Presents, bringing another video. This time, doing something a little bit different. I'm thinking about doing a new section called, Let's Talk About. And today, I'm going to start the first video with one of my all-time favorite things ever, Vampire Hunter D. And if any of you all know me personally, you know I go way back with Vampire Hunter D up to when I was a kid. So news just broke that there's a new Vampire Hunter D series in the works. So I'll kind of read here what the article says. It says exclusive Vampire Hunter D has new animated series in the works. Okay. So California-based production studio Unified Pictures told ANN, which is Anime and News Network, that it is unveiling plans for a new CG animated series based on Hideyuki Kikuchi's long-running Vampire Hunter D novel series at Anime Expo. The company is co-producing the series with Japanese CGI animation studio Digital Frontier, who also did Resident Evil Degeneration, Tekken, Blood Vengeance, Mighty No. 9. Resident Evil Degeneration is awesome. If y'all haven't watched it, check it out. It's really cool. Unified Pictures producer Scott McLean said the company is looking to bring the series to television. Please. I've been a fan of Vampire Hunter D since I was a teenager, McLean said. I'm overjoyed at being able to be a part of creating a new chapter for a story I greatly admire. I'm overjoyed too. Unified Pictures will share more details, such as the plans for the show's format and story, and at its panel at Anime Expo on Thursday, July 2nd, which is this week. Is it this week? Yeah, it's this week. Sweet. The company will also host a Q&A session at the convention on Saturday. Anime Expo will be held from July 2nd to the 5th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. That's a day one announcement. That's a day one story. So yeah, so it goes on to talk about the history of Vampire Hunter D. It's been around since like '83, I think, is when Kikuchi, Hideyuki, I forgot his first name. Kikuchi's his last name, I knew that, but maybe it's the other way around. It's Japan. So, but yeah, I'm ready for that. Let's do it. It's the director. I think I read. A buddy of mine sent me a link to my Facebook, and I saw the link, a quick little story on the link, and then I read this full article. The director attached to it is the director from Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. If you haven't seen that, get on the train, because that is incredible. It still holds up. It came out like 2000, 2001. Still holds up. It's incredible. Still some of the best animation, hand-drawn animation I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot, in case y'all haven't figured that out yet. But yeah, Vampire Hunter D goes all the way back. I was probably 9 or 10. My dad used to bring home, back when you had the mom and pop video stores. I'm from a small town called Harrodsburg, and we had a Pick-a-Flick. We had, what was the other one? Rental something, I can't remember, but Film Factory, that was the other one. He brought home, they had bootleg VHS tapes right before people would crack down on them. And he brought in a bootleg subtitled Vampire Hunter D. He just saw that it was a cartoon and it was like monsters and stuff, and he was like, I guess he thought I would dig it, which I did. So I popped it in. I couldn't understand what they were saying. I was reading the really bad subtitles, but I was instantly just in love with this world and these characters. I've always been a fan of gothic horror, so Vampire Hunter D was a staple for me from then on. Kind of got me into really enjoying anime as an art form, as a form of entertainment. And it just went on and went on from there. And eventually I did get a hold of, I think it was the old, was it Streamline? Or I think that was the old company. Yeah, Streamline, I think, that did the first dub. And then Urban Vision did what I think is the best dub of the original movie. And of course, I believe they also released Bloodlust. I hope they get the voice actor back that did D in Bloodlust. That guy, I remember reading an article on him a long time ago when it came out. I was wanting to check it out. He's like he's a theater. He's classically trained like theater actor. I can't remember his name, but get that guy back. I thought he was a perfect voice for D. He played him perfectly. He's kind of like Vampire Hunter D is basically Western horror, sci-fi, fantasy. So he played the whole cowboy role, the whole man with no name role, so good. And but yeah, I really love it. Uh, but when they re-released the DVDs, me and my friends watched it. So I've always been a big fan. But what makes it so good to me is just D isn't really ever. He's not the main character in the stories. He is kind of the hired gun that rolls into town, like Clint Eastwood style, and he comes in to balance the odds in the favor of the victims, kind of. Um, Bloodlust was a really complex story because the narrative makes you think that Meyer Link, the vampire, is the villain, and it turns out he's just another victim of this plot. And the stories are so good, they're so intricate, and the books have so much more depth and detail. They're actual novels. People say they started as a manga. They're actually novels that were turned into manga. Um, but yeah, the stories are so complex. Everybody's got their own motivations, and the good guys aren't always what they seem. The bad guys that you're supposed to think of the bad guys aren't always what they seem either. And D is kind of the force of nature in the stories. Of course, at the end of the story, he kind of rides off into the sunset, and still, like whenever I'm sitting here working in my art studio and I can't think of anything to put on, Vampire Hunter D is my go-to. To this day, if I'm ever blocked or anything like that mentally, I can just turn that on, and I've got ideas. I've got it for some reason it helps me create, and I've always admired that. But the story is so good for the fact that, like I said, D isn't always the main character. It's always the main characters are the people who the story focuses on, their issue, their problem. He comes in to help. Um, but you always get little tidbits of who he is throughout the missions of the stories. Like I don't want to give anything away if you all want to read it, if you all want to watch it. But the way Kikuchi writes that story, you have pretty much figured out to this point who he is, why he's doing what he does, and his lineage, and because he's a Dhampir and he's half vampire, half human. That much I'm not really giving away for you. It doesn't really, you can probably figure that out. But it's pretty much he's pretty much told you everything you need to know about the guy through the stories, and that's really good writing. That's creative, and he doesn't have to beat you in the head with it. It's incredible. I love it. What I hope to see from this new series is just quality storytelling. Give us a story we haven't seen yet. Tap into some of those other books. There are some awesome stories. So I want to see them do some fresh material. Of course, I don't think they'll redo anything. If they did redo the 85 movie, if they redid that and told it as a series, and told it because in the original series, like Ray, the mutant that works for Magnus Lee, doesn't work for Magnus Lee. He's part of this other group of mutants that were affected by the fallout and everything from the nuclear war that sent humanity into spiral into the conditions they live in that day, subjugated by the vampires. But yeah, I'm excited. This needs to happen. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what they do. I want to see the stuff they reveal this week. But yeah, I guess to close it up, I love the story. I love the characters. D is awesome. As you all know, I do art. I've always wanted to do a really good Vampire Hunter D piece, and this might be the time to do it, like a good D painting. Yeah, I think that might happen this week. I think I might do it. If I do it, I will do a speed painting video, and I will post it on my channel sometime this week. It might be a good project for tomorrow. So be looking for that. I might do it. But anyway, thank you for checking out the video. I want to do some more videos in the future, kind of let's talk about blank, insert thing here. I've got a bunch of different things I like to talk about. If you all want to talk about this, feel free to throw some comments in the comment section. Let's open up the dialogue about it a little bit. You can look for me on Twitter at Kaufman20xx.com. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. If you want to see more, let's talk about videos in the future. Leave some comments. What would you like to talk about? What do you want to hear my opinions on? Or if my opinion even matters, it doesn't really. But there's all kinds of different things. Video games, anime, fantasy shows, anything, just let me know, and I will talk to you all next time. Later.